This is Ricco here for Iboxinghub with myself and Abbas of Stay Weighed In every Monday. You can go check that out with our brother Ray and with somebody that doesn't really need an introduction, Coach Evins Tobler, your second world champion. Obviously, before I get into you, we're going to go with Abs. Abs, how are you? And we'll get into the coach just straight after.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain. Happy to be here sitting with yourselves and obviously coach. We're gonna have a good conversation, I think.
Yeah. Man, I'm high again. I'm high off of New York, and a month before New York, we won. My other girl Jenny won her first world title, and Mikaela's back, two-time world champion, and we got one more to go. But it's hard to come down from that. I'm riding the high right now, man. One of the highlights of my career as a conditioning coach. So I'm feeling good, man. I'm still kind of like it's a weird feeling though. It's like I just left a freaking stadium with people screaming and hollering. My adrenaline was way up here, and all of a sudden, I'm back to normal, back in my building, working with clients. I did a workout today. Went to the gym, worked out with my guys, John Sherman and Marlon, and I did a chest workout. And I was like, I didn't want to. I was like, I'm coming to the gym just to chill. And this guy will come on. So I got to the gym and freaking had one of the best workouts here. So I'm
Now,
I mean, Coach, obviously, speaking of workouts, speaking of accomplishments, I mean, two-time, you have another world champion under your belt. So nice. She kind of had to do it nice, but we'll kind of get into the kind of. Um, Abzi, you lead in terms of the coach right
yeah,
now.
I was gonna say,
It's only because he's got a couple of really good ones.
yeah, I was just gonna say, just quickly going off it. What's your secret formula? Like, or what can you show of your secret formula to people that gets you in these positions that you have world champions?
well, it's the willingness of the athlete to participate in my training methods. Um, Even with Mikaela, I've been knowing Mikaela for over 10 years, and this is our first time working together because Jenny and her are best friends. Um, man, I just keep everything boxing related. Everything we do is boxing related. I'm not doing no crazy. Everything is boxing related, and the things that we do translate over to the ring. Like I knew this was going to be one of those fights where it came down to her conditioning, which covers everything, her recovery, her reaction, and the grit that she has. Those things you have to kind of push out throughout the training session. That's exactly what we did. So I don't even know if it's a secret formula. People, I've been called I've been called old school. He does old school shit. Well, old school shit been working for the fella who said that some years ago.
I want to ask you something because I saw you on an interview about, I believe it's a 9 minute initiation you have with fighters. Is that correct? Talk
Correct.
me through it just a little bit before I get to my next point.
Well, 9 minutes is only 3 rounds. It's only 3 rounds. So I take an athlete, male, female, and see if they can last 3 rounds. And there's no rest in between the 3 rounds.
So what we doing in them 3 rounds?
Whatever I come up whatever I deal with come up in my mind. I may have shit. I may have them do mountain climbers. I mean, it's a whole bunch.
That's my training. That's what I love. Mountain climbers, planks, and the press up. Let's run it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this, coach. When you land in Manchester,
hmm
what are the chances that I can come down to the gym
hmm
and run an initiation?
Hey, I don't see it being a problem.
What do
Now
you mean?
remember now when you start you can't finish. If you finish, you know what I'm saying. You step in there. You got 9 minutes. You can stop.
He wants to die. He wants
So
to die.
I'm gonna put this out to you. If me and my brother don't finish the 9 minutes, we're gonna do basketball suicides on the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You saying it on national media, so it's on.
We'll do it, coach, and then you'll see it. And then
I will clip this.
I
I'll
got you.
clip this and put it everywhere. So don't
Okay.
worry.
You
yeah.
on. You on. Done deal. Now,
I want to just ask you, leading up to the fight, I'm sure you know about what happened with Sandy Ryan and stuff.
yeah.
She's not openly accused Mikaela, but she's hinted at it. Like,
Mhm.
can you provide an insight as to what happened in there? I'm not gonna say is there involvement with Mikaela because that's unfair, but what actually happened that you know of?
Well, I was actually in the lobby. We were waiting to go over to the stadium, and Sandy and her team came down. I saw them pass. I was sitting at the bar. I saw her pass, and maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 minutes later, she comes back in, and I'm thinking it's commotion, and they're saying that someone threw paint on her. Now, no one in this Mikaela Merritt camp is unprofessional as that.
Hmm.
What is the reason why that someone from this camp would want to do that? And to even think that a woman of Mikaela's status at this level of her career, even outside of boxing, she would put her career at jeopardy and even the fight. But I just think people do things for distractions. I mean, it didn't even look like real paint to me. It looked like, because you throw paint, it goes everywhere. It just landed on her hip. What happened to the other hip? What happened to the other side of her stomach? Come on, bro. Ain't nobody stupid. Look like
Wait, coach. You never seen Sandy's post or anything like that, no?
I saw her. I saw the post. I saw the paint. I saw that if you throw a bucket of paint on someone,
I've not done
it,
it in a while, so
it's going
I
across.
ain't ever done it.
I mean, I don't know what it didn't look. It just didn't look real to me. So I don't know who did it, why it happened, and the reason it happened. It didn't distract us from what the job needed to be done. Mikaela went out there, and Sandy went out there, and she performed. Even, you know, whatever under pressure, both of those women got in that ring, and they performed. Sandy Ryan performed as well. I mean, I'm not taking anything from her, but
Hmm.
Mikaela just the better woman that night. She had her game face on, and she bit down that mouthpiece, and she did what the fuck she was supposed to do: go in there and win the fight.
I thought I'd let you know, coach. Rico has a thing. It's called back the break.
he
So
knows.
I'm just gonna put that out there to you, coach. That Regis is also fighting Jack, and we'll talk about that. But Rico has the back the brick campaign whilst we're live recording this, so I'm just gonna put that out there.
Okay,
I feel strongly about British fighters. I feel like I have a right, goddammit,
you
just like the American Constitution, to something that we need to pay you back for, and the Boston Tea Party, which I thought that's what we were going to do that night. And for one thing that I will obviously say is I have to give it to Mikaela, man. She not only did not only is that possible fight of the year contender or
Mhm.
possibly fight of the year, she has just no quit in her.
Absolutely.
um coach, I think I don't know, I don't think you were with her in our last training team when she came to England and fought Miss GB. But this girl has just no quit. She take a loss, go
Mhm.
again, and I feel like that's something exemplary.
Mhm.
Well, one thing obviously that I wanted to speak about the weight with Mikaela is that 135, and I've seen her fight live. It wasn't her weight class. Was it due to the conditioning from previous camps, coach, or because
No,
I know you do shit completely different. That's the only reason I'm asking.
I think she had good conditioning from other training camps, but at the same time, physically, she kind of struggled to make that weight. She'll tell you herself, but her being who she is and the dog that she has in her, professionalism that she has in her, and the level of being a professional, she made the weight, and she fought to the highest level at that weight class, even though physically it wasn't her weight. Now, coming up for 147, my goal was to have her last a little bit longer, a lot longer than what she's done before. When I say it, I mean like coming up in weight that people thinking you're not going to have any power. Her power even got better, you know. So we did a lot of things in training camp, the conditioning part of it, to where her muscles were able to carry more oxygen throughout the whole entire 30 minutes of the fight, and it worked. It worked to a T. When Sandy Ryan tried to bully her way in the ring, Mikaela put her feet down and pushed it back. When Sandy Ryan threw a hard punch, Mikaela threw 3 or 4 hard punches. So we were coming right back at it. We had our feet planted on the ground. We trained for moments like that. I created moments in training camp where it was very stressful for her, because in a fight there'll be times when you're stressed the fuck out, and if you don't train for those things, you're gonna be in trouble.
Abbas, so you're hearing this. You're asking this man to 9 minutes of death, basically. And okay, then I just
So,
wanted to chuck that out there
so
because
I'm
it will
just
be clipped. Go on, Abbasy.
Johnny,
I'm
you
just gonna
did it.
I'm just gonna put this out there. This is what I do for my hit cardio is I
Uh-huh,
do 1 minute of mountain climbers,
uh-huh,
1 minute of press ups,
uh-huh,
followed by 1 minute of planking. Take a 20-second break and we run it back for 3 rounds.
uh-huh.
So if can I live up to your standards or have I got work to do still?
Well, since you already signed the contract, it's already done. Those
We-
30,
I can't believe I'm signed a verbal
I, I,
contract.
I heard what you said. I heard what you said.
I told you, Abbas.
Said mountain climb, said planks, a minute of mountain climbers, a minute, and you invest a minute, you invest 30, you invest 20 seconds. Ain't gonna be no 20 seconds rest. And I may not do mountain climbers. I may not do planks. I mean, how your legs? How your leg? Got any muscles on your leg? Got any oxygen? You do any jumps? What you do? I
I,
mean,
I,
it's,
I've never squatted in my entire life, so I got weak legs.
I'm gonna fatigue your whole entire body, and not
For free.
for free.
It, listen, if it gets
All
me
my,
into the gym,
huh?
I'm there for it. So
We
we
gonna
gotta push ourselves. We gotta push ourselves for it.
we
Um,
Oh,
we
you
could
got this
push
man
a
staring
lot.
at you like this, Abbas. As soon as you get in there, hey, I'll remember that contract, champ.
Uh-huh. Got you. I got you.
Well,
Now,
Evans, I mean,
if you
go
make
on,
go
carry
on.
on.
props to you because it's a difficult task. Now, a lot of times I get guys and they get that what I call that faint sweat, the sweat that just starts pouring off your body, and I'll call it a quit. If they get to the point halfway, I give them a little break. But that initial not knowing what's coming is the part what I'm looking for. 'Cause a lot of times people, you know what you're going to get when you do what you do, but you don't know what you're going to get.
See, I feel like I'm talking myself into a big rabbit hole, a big hole. Yeah. When I say this, I've
I
done
want.
bin bag runnings at 5K. So I'm putting myself out there like I can handle this. And I know it's not going to be fun.
You're
But
out there. You're already out. I'm gonna,
You've never seen his Instagram. This is why I was
no, no,
saying to Abs, like,
I was gonna say, I've seen your Instagram, and there's constant posts on there. So I know what I'm getting myself into.
okay, okay. I got you. Just bring
now,
some
coach,
more oxygen.
But
I'll bring a body bag. So just in terms of coach, we you and I are friends. Haha, to everyone else. Just in terms of your growth,
Mhm.
coach. I mean, people know you obviously from that legendary press conference that you had with Bill and Devin Haney. You obviously weren't even, in terms of Regis's manager or his coach. Like you have come onto the scene just with a massive, massive explosion. You've gone from strength to strength to strength. You are training high profile athletes, not just obviously based in boxing, but also in all other sports. Evans, what has this growth been like? I know you're a family man. I see you, with your grandbaby and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. Very cute kid, by the way. How does it feel having this growth and knowing that you've earned it?
I and I thank God, man, for the opportunity. And I also thank Bill Haney. 'Cause Bill Haney, you know, being who he is and me being who I am at that moment, I don't know if the world would have known Evins Tobler. I don't know, and I'm not complaining. But
Very cool tank. Very cool tank.
yeah, and it was funny. I'm me and my buddy Marlon. We talked about that. Marlon was a part of that whole package, man. He put me up there, and to represent Regis like I've always been doing for the last 15 years. And when I got up on that stage, I wanted them to treat him like a champion. And I knew that they wouldn't because we were in San Francisco. And I told them, I said, when we get on this platform, they're not going to treat you like a champion, but if they don't, we're gonna challenge it. So when Eddie said, speak first, I'm like, on what platform does the champion speak first? So I like give it to the challenger. That's where shit broke loose, and here we are today. But I, I'm still growing. I'm still growing as a conditioning coach, as a figure or a presence in the sport of boxing that I love so much. And I still want to work with athletes. I still want to work with the top fighters. Even I see so much, and I see so much that I could do in the sport of boxing as it pertains to my profession as a conditioning coach. So man, I'm thankful for where I'm at, and I love the sport, and I like talking boxing. I like talking shit about boxing. I try to keep it as professional as possible, but
Nah, never. Don't.
some situations go to the right, to the left, but it's all in boxing. That's how
I
you.
was gonna
One.
say, go on,
Go
you
on,
go,
Namzi.
Rico. I was gonna say just with Devin and Bill,
Mhm.
is there like a strong appreciation for what they've accomplished with a level of respect, but also understanding that at the end of the day, you're still a fighter, you're still a person, and when my guy is with you or against you, I'm gonna showcase that and
Ab-
showcase my person as the number one guy.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's exactly what it was. And I think Bill Haney understood that because that's what he does for his son. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not gonna let anyone talk shit about my fighter or someone that I've been slaving with and putting time into. We're there to perform. We're there to keep our confidence levels up and keep our mind focused because the mental warfare is real. I mean, as an athlete myself, I've experienced mental warfare. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes athletes get overwhelmed by it. You can look at Tyson Fury as an ultimate mental beater. Even when he was
Mm.
fighting, when he fought Deontay Wilder, when Deontay Wilder had those headphones on, as soon as he took those headphones off, it was over. Because Tyson Fury knew that he can get into his mind and play tricks. And sometimes that you got to be careful. The European fighters, they're good at that. They're, they're
I
good
mean,
at.
he did kind of think his water was spiked by a legendary world champion, which is kind of out there. But I don't know if we're gonna go into that right there. Coach, just in terms of and Abzi, you're gonna go next, obviously, with your question.
Go.
I remember you said to me, Coach, and I never forget these things. You said to me, all I've done, Rico, is just be myself.
Hmm.
I've approached my fighters with my own training regimen technique. Obviously, Abs now wants to destroy himself after being a fan all across the pond. Don't show the legs. Don't show the legs. But you've always just been yourself. Has that been something where you you know in terms of sort of the promotion aspect and your involvement, has that been something where people are like, Evans, just kind of don't say this thing or da da da. Do you know what I mean? When it's just worked completely for you.
Oh yeah, I've heard people. I get that, but I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna be shying away from boxing, what I call boxing trash talk. But if I'm giving you facts, if I'm giving you facts, even about Jack Catterall, I asked Jack straight up, who have you knocked out in the last year and a half?
I was there.
He couldn't say nothing. Facts. It sounds like it's shit, but they facts. Well, before I do any trash talking, I know who I'm dealing with. Now, Jack Catterall is a hell of a fighter, but I don't think he's better than Regis Prograis. So, I
Oh,
mean,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Abzi, you have your question, and then
I was
yeah.
going to say we've actually segued nicely into it. To be fair, I was going to say obviously that fight, the pushback of it was we're getting it in a couple of weeks' time now. When you guys were training, you hear that news. Does that alter your training plan? Because obviously you're training for a specific day, so you're already ahead of schedule compared to October. You're able to be a bit more relaxed leading into it now, or how does that alter when a fight gets changed?
It doesn't really change. It doesn't really change the focus of the athlete nor the coaches. I mean, just gives the athlete a little more time. I mean, more time, better results on both sides. I mean, I don't know. They said he hurt a rib or something, but I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you're right. You're giving away a game plan right there.
No, people
Oh,
get injured and stuff. It is what it is. Obviously, coach. One thing I really respect about you, and one thing we always have banter about, is your fighters' opponents. Now we have to talk about the Regis fight. This is a huge, huge opportunity for Regis Prograis, especially to get a win on foreign soil against somebody who has beaten your fighter by the slightest margin than you could possibly have. And people would have scored it either or. But what what are you guys going into this fight with Catterall, especially obviously being on away ground? What's sort of the mentality that you guys have approached this camp with?
Well, we have boxing coaches, we have strength conditioning coaches, and I do my part. My part is to make sure that Regis Prograis is able to do all the things that Bobby Benton is having him to do. My other thing is that we approach every fight to win at all costs, and I'm sure that's his mindset as well. We're not coming into Manchester to lay down for Jack Catterall. We're coming in Manchester to give Jack Catterall the fight of his life and come out of there with a victory. We don't care where we could be at the bottom of Manchester. Regis Prograis is coming to take what Jack Catterall has. And this Regis Prograis is very dangerous Regis Prograis. Let me say that again. This Regis Prograis is a dangerous Regis Prograis because every single time Regis Prograis said he was going to win a world title, he's done it. This is number 3. He wants to be 3-time world champion. He will be 3 times world champion. There's nothing in his way but him. And Jack Catterall is just a stepping stone. It's going to be a fight in Manchester. It's going to be a fight in Manchester. So I'm telling you, Manchester fans,
Shall
it's,
we?
it's going
Shall we? No, sorry, carry on, coach, and just.
it's going to be a fight. And look, like I said before, I love Manchester. I got my Manchester United shirt. I got it. You know,
You better leave that
Coach.
home. Better leave that home. I guess I'm paint on that bad boy.
there's another monster in Manchester who represents Manchester. I'm gonna wait till I get there to see if I can talk to the man. You already know who Manchester has, and I'm surprised that that Catterall in the city.
I love coach. Coach, shall we have a
Right?
gentleman's agreement?
Shit,
I
he had to pay somebody off to come into Manchester because Manchester known for 2 things: that Manchester United. And I'm gonna save the rest for later.
Yes, and this is where we're segueing into a gentleman's agreement. Now, coach, obviously we've spoken about you coming to England and obviously linking up. So if my guy Catterall does beat Regis, first rounds on you, and
I
vice versa, first rounds on me.
think like that. You just kept your money ready to buy me a drink. How
Oh,
about
yo, don't worry. I make sure you bring 20s, pal, because it's
Wait. You have the opportunity here to get an expensive rounded drink, and you're saying 20s?
got you?
bro, no,
Stretch.
no. Do you know what it is? Evans has always said to me, Rico, I want to go to a pub, right after the
Have-
fight, and I want you to give me a pint or fish and chips or whatever like that. So Jarrell Big Baby Miller owes me fish and chips and everybody else in that press conference for the lies that he told that day. Big up to you, Big Baby, bro. I hope we see you soon, pal. And again, Evan, you could also help him with his strength and conditioning, I believe. America's in need of a heavyweight.
I would love to. I would love to hurt. I promise you. I would change your entire life. I promise you. I know I could look at an athlete. There's a couple of heavyweights that I could touch and they'd take off just physically. Because when you get an athlete physically ready with the talent that they have, it's a problem. It's a problem. So it's gonna be a problem in Manchester.
I was gonna just talk about your fighter. Not me, I don't drink, but that's beside the point.
Oh, me and Evans are going to be helping each other. I told you, Regis.
I've got a sober mind. I have to be ready for boot camp. I've got 9 minutes of boot camp coming my way.
I'm ready.
You can slaughter him. You can slaughter me in the bar. That's not too
bad. I was going to... Yeah, sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
It's going to be a short one for you. They ain't going to be long. Only 9 minutes.
I was going to say your fighter, obviously, like you said, he's coming to become a world champion. And Eddie said on the first press conference, this is the best fight you can make without a world title on the line. Do you look at Regis, even taking the titles to consideration, the guys that are holding the belts, is he just better than them at 140 at this present moment in time, in your opinion?
I still 100%, no matter what, believe that my fighter is the best 140-pounder in the world. And remember, the best fighters in history have lost. But what boxing does, boxing takes these gladiators like a Regis Prograis and they throw them away because they have a loss. Look at Marvin Hagler. Look at Sugar Ray Leonard. Look at Gilberto Duran. Look at Tommy Hearns, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. The best in history have lost. Boxing needs to not throw away their champions just because they lost. There's no one in the 140-pound class that hits harder than Regis Prograis. There may be some better boxers. There may be some better, like a kid like Devin Haney. Devin Haney can box, but he don't have no power like a Regis Prograis. So everybody has their thing, and he just has his. Regis Prograis is a fighter. He's been fighting all his life, and this is a fight that he's going to have to fight, and he knows it, and he's coming to Manchester to fight. It's going to be a fight in Manchester.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to be there myself. I want to talk about optimal preparation because, correct me if I'm wrong, the day of the press conference, I believe Regis had just landed in the UK, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
What are we doing when it comes to fight week to be as optimally prepared as possible? How early do you land in Manchester? And obviously, then you got the remainder of 5 weeks. Is there like a schedule set for that so you can have a day to climatize to the timing and everything of that nature?
Well, by that time, I'm done. With conditioning over with. I'm done with them. So that's just either they're having, if they're not on weight, they're doing weight. They're going over just boxing stuff. But by the time we get to Manchester, depending on when we go, I don't know what the schedule is, but. That fight week, I'm not doing anything with them. We're done. He's chilling.
You're just training me, coach, right?
For me.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, listen.
You want to die so much. Like, I've seen people puke with this guy. You're mad. Oh, you're mine.
Do you know what? I'll tell you this. I remember when I was 17, I was out of shape. Mm-hmm. I'm not in the best shape, but I was out of shape. I did a football trial. It was like 90 minutes. At the end of it, I puked.
Yeah.
But you know what? It felt refreshing because I completed the 90 minutes, and then I got into shape. But I'm trying to get back.
We're dealing with the guy here that has some mental fortitude. So I got to figure out something. I'll learn more about you in a minute.
Yeah, I won't give up. That's the one thing I won't give up. I will struggle my ass off. Okay. Like that final 2 minutes, 3 minutes, hell, even 4 minutes will be pain. And I'm going to slow down the reps and everything, but I'm going to push through it. I'm going to get 9 minutes, and then afterwards, we're going to go have a drink.
I hear
But
you.
we'll have a J2O. We'll have
Can
a
you not
J2O.
kill my interviewer? I need him to make me rich. Okay, just
No, coach.
honestly.
If we're gonna do, and I'm gonna bring my brother alongside with me.
All right.
So
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, and he's extinguishing the family tree. That's all we want to hear. It's not even Game of Thrones. That's the best thing. Coach, you know, with and you know, the Carol, with that fight, I know you know, you're not particularly within the deal making aspect of anything or whatever, but I do know that your fighters truly trust you. Is there a rematch clause for this fight? And I know you're probably going to say, "Oh, I can't say because I don't know," but blink twice if yes.
I have no idea. That part of the camp,
we
and
both did the same thing.
that's not my job. My job is to get them ready to fight, condition them well. But particularly as money wise, he has a manager for that. So that's what they do. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. My job is to get them ready, and then I get paid afterwards. So it's all good. I don't know
You could
shit.
tell this man the secrets to life, and he would take it to the grave. Coach, obviously, thank you so much for your time. You are always so generous with your time. You've always supported me, my platforms, and everything like that. Obviously, Abzi as well. So obviously, we just have to say such a massive, massive thank you. Abzi, if you don't have any other questions, I think I have one more, and then we can let Evans
All
go.
I'm just gonna say is, coach, when you land in the UK, let Ricco know. We'll make an arrangement.
You will
You're,
trust me.
and you're
I,
gonna get me into shape. What I
I
just
got,
need to know from you quickly is, so I've got what we're looking at, 3 weeks.
mm-hmm.
What
Well,
would you recommend for me to eat leading up to my 9 minute camp? What's some good foods that
you
I
need
need to be eating?
you, you need to eat whole foods, protein, carbohydrates, natural sugar, and keep your water intake up. No less than 2 liters a day,
Oh, I'm
and you
good with 2 liters. That's a minimum for me.
at least run 30 minutes a day.
Run
30
30
minutes,
minutes.
whatever you 30 minutes, do that at your own pace, and you're gonna be all right.
I'm good. I'm looking for this, coach. But
I
let Rico
know.
go.
I've never seen somebody so happy to take the stair, the long stairway. Coach, as I said, thank you very much. The last question that obviously I have, and I don't know, it's more you, like I said, you're not, you don't just do boxing athletes. You do all types of athletes. You are a strength and conditioning coach, and you provide a service to an array of people. I believe you might be at your gym right now, or you might be at your lovely home. But just sort of tell the people, who. I mean, you don't have to say who particularly you're working with, but just when you're doing your sessions, who are some of the people within those sports that you help.
Oh shit!
Are you good?
I've worked with football players. I've worked with basketball players. Every sport has a biomechanical opportunity. If I'm working with basketball players, what they have to do, they have to shoot. So guess what? I make a program up for where their legs have to be in shape and their shoulders have to be in shape, right? Even with hockey is it's almost like you're bending down the whole entire time. So guess what? We create programs to where their shoulders are strong and that loaded position where they're almost like crawling and they're sprinting with the skates on. So every sport is different, man. You have to, with me being at the highest level in track and field, I long jumped and I did a 2.5 hitch kick in the air. I know about body control. So you name it, the sport, I can do it.
Can I just ask one final
Of course
question?
you can. Go on.
You mentioned basketball and football. I'm assuming you mean American football, which Rico despises. Just want
It's
to
not a real sport. It's not a real sport. I'm
just want to
sorry.
put that out there. He's not a fan like me, but that's beside the point. Can you drop any names for us, please?
American football,
American football and basketball. Any names that you've worked with?
it's been a minute. It's been a while, man. I worked with
He's
Al.
thinking about the NDAs.
Al, this is before your time, bro.
Okay.
Before your time. I worked with a couple of linebackers from the Houston Oilers. Al,
Oh.
it's all those guys. You wasn't even born.
No, you're not wrong there,
You
coach.
wasn't born.
What
And then
about basketball?
there was a guard. There was a guard that played for the Houston Rockets. Isaiah Taylor. He played for my high school that I coached at. He played about maybe 6, 7 years in the NBA. So I mean, it's there, man. It's
Mm.
you got to figure out what the athletes need and know the mechanics of what the sport is demanding. So that's what I've done. I've been blessed with that knowledge. So whatever sport, I can do it.
I know
And
you can.
finally, I've got to ask this. I've got to ask this because it's not
Abzi, go
often that
on.
it's not often I get someone who understands the sport of American football because I get a
Oh
lot of hate
God.
for this. Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
But you know what's funny?
Buffalo. Let's run it.
No, I'm gonna have to go with them Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Eh,
And I haven't really watched the football game this year, but Kansas City, they're at a whole nother level, man. That quarterback, he's unstoppable. And they're blocking for the guy to protect him. So I think Kansas City will do a repeat.
Oh, they're going
I'm
three-peat.
I'm a Giants fan, but they're not doing good.
Yeah,
'Cause you know?
yeah, they're bad. They're bad. They're
Yeah,
bad.
they're not.
Even Washington right now are real good.
Yeah,
Washington are real good. Jana Daniels, that's the rookie of the year right now.
yeah. Even Saquon Barkley with the
Yeah, Eagles.
doing well. He played for the Giants, but they let him go.
Rico, do you want to exit the conversation and let us have
I was
another
just
40
about to
minutes?
say, would you like me to import some wine in here and just like leave you two kids, crazy kids, to just carry on? Um,
Hey, coach,
no,
we'll talk more football as well when I come down to the gym as well. But
I, I
Rico,
I believe, Coach. If I'll send you Coach's deeds and everything like that. I believe that Coach will add you and yeah. Well, Coach, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
You always give us your time. I'm so damn proud of you, even though circumstances were circumstances. But I am so proud of you, your accomplishments, and everything for your fires, and the fact that you care so much.
Thank you.
That and your heart, for everything that you put in terms of the training camps and everything like that. You can really see it with all of them. So, coach, just keep on being yourself. Don't let anybody try and corporate nonsense you. And yeah, I just can't wait until you're coaching a fighter that's from the US and I have my English fighter and ah, Catterall Prograis. How could I forget? Well, I can't wait to see you in Manchester. We have the coach, Evins Tobler. We have Abbas. Abbas, tell the people where they can find you, please, and when your shows
uh,
and what have you.
I'm
yeah,
a
Abbas, go on, coach. Sorry.
Steve Tobler on Twitter. And man, shout out to Rico Boxing, bro. I'm from day one when we connected, man. You've been real solid with me, and I like solid people because they do solid things. And when you do solid things, you climb the ladder. And I just wish you many blessings on your podcast. And after we kick Jack Catterall's ass, I'm gonna come back on here with you.
I can't wait until you pay to just get me wasted that night. I might vlog it actually. Um, thank you so much, Abzi. Go on.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just Abbas Yunus with 3 underscores, IG, Twitter, and soon I'm going to be a Hall of Fame member in Coach's new 9 minute regime. I can't
Hey,
wait, coach.
that's all we got. I guess all we got. I got
I
you.
think you two. I think you two might have just started INFL hub. I want to puke. So before I
Listen,
do that, go on, Abzi.
I was going to say, when I come down, me and Regis, we're going to talk about the Saints for a while. We can sit,
Okay,
have a little conversation on the
okay,
side.
okay. I got you. No
I know.
problem.
While me and Evans are singing "Sweet Caroline" in a Manchester pub right
We'll
at
be
the
watching
back,
the football, NFL Sunday.
I
NFL
want to
Sunday,
take you
we'll
to
be
burlesque. That's how sorry I will feel for you, Evans. But thank you guys so much. This has been Ricco for Iboxinghub. This has been Coach Evins Tobler. Please, guys, go check him out on all platforms. He is a true gentleman, scholar, and one of the best people that I've met and had the pleasure of knowing and can call my friend. Abbas is my brother over here. You can catch him every Monday.
appreciate
This has
having
been Iboxing Hub, one of the best interviews that we've done this year, actually. God bless you all and take care, man.